Hey everybody, this is Dusk for Dusted On Gaming, doing a little bit of Wednesday night streaming, as I said this morning that I would. So not going to be able to play a full league. I'm a little too brain fried between getting up earlier in the morning, not really taking a nap, and, playing 7 or 8 hours of Magic today. So, a little bit brain fried. Don't have quite the mental acumen to play a full league or the time, really. So I'm going to play an hour and a half of some two-man queues. I need to practice with some Jeskai Miracles. This is a list that so far I've played twice in online, going 4-1 and 3-2, and I played it once in a small local event, going 2-1. Lost to Hollow One, beat Burn on technicality. So, not a deck I have a huge amount of experience with, or that I'm the most comfortable playing, but it's a reasonable list, and something I need to work on because it is kind of my backup modern deck right now. So, as much practice and such as I have with Burn, this is a list that I need to learn and play. Main deck pretty much has remained the same. Got your Snapcasters, your bolts, your helixes, your paths. Basically, it's a Jeskai Miracle or a blue-white Miracle shell with some bolts and lightning helixes thrown in, so you have the ability to burn your opponent out. In addition to the Jace and Teferi package, some Logic Knots and Cryptic Commands to kind of hold down the fort as far as counter spells. Some River Field of Ruins, and then your accompanying mana base, including 4 Celestial Colonnade. Your sideboard, still a little bit heavily slanted against Tron, trying out Alpine Moon, Dampening Sphere, Stony Silence. In addition to that, we have Vendilion Clicks and a Dispel and a Negate. As far as differences from the last list, I'm running a couple Spell Quellers because I currently don't have any Geist of St. Traphs in paper, and then a couple Surgical Extractions for the graveyard-based decks that have been popping up. Compare it with Snapcaster Mage to somewhat moderate effect against decks like Dredge and Hollow One. That was an addition after kind of getting my hind end kicked by Dredge and Hollow One last couple times out with the deck. Beyond that, let us hop into a two-man queue, shall we? So we'll see how my brain functions. If I feel myself slipping too quickly, I'm probably not gonna stream for very long. As long as I can hang with it, I'm gonna hang with it though. So for those of you viewing this later on, made a slight change to the streaming schedule. Scan's okay, but not fantastic, so we'll keep a couple bolts to deal with some aggressive threats. I guess we just go ahead and play the Steam Vents out. So, I'm going to try streaming more. I'm definitely going to be streaming on my days off. My. That's a lot of lands. Just going to pass here. Not quite sure what our opponent's up to. Could be Storm, could be some type of control mirror match. Or it might be Grixis Death Shadow. But I think Shadow would be a little more aggressive in trying to... Sure? Main deck Sorcerer's Spyglass. Feels a little weird. Guess they could try to punk our Scalding Tarn, but that's not going to really do a whole lot here. Wow, that's kind of a douchish move. Okay. It's kind of guessing some type of Chalice of the Void. Alright. I have no idea what's going on here, but it's kind of obnoxious. Past our opponent here. Chalice on 1 or Chalice on 2 here? This is Tezzeret control list. Chalice on too. Interesting. Nope, I still for Chalice on 1. Alright. Does make me wonder what all they got going on over there then. Eventually we can draw Jace the Mind Sculptor. Not a bad one here. Draw some cards here. Terminus is kind of useless, as is that basic planes. Go ahead and pass here. War of Invention for what is the question? For 4. Guess they're gunning for Witchbane Orb? Sure. I think you'd want Ensnaring Bridge. Unless you already have an Ensnaring Bridge, I guess that would make sense. Nope, just another whir. Okay. Pithing Needle on Jace. Seriously, your last card is a third War of Invention? Alright, that's obnoxious. Countering your own thing, my friend. Not exactly the most exciting match of Magic. to find a cryptic command pretty soon here. And I think just gonna go ahead and scoop it up here. Alright, so their deck is a lot of annoying crap. Let's bring in the Dillion clicks to negate, dispel, get these Terminus out of our deck. What other cards? Probably a couple of these, Path to Exile. Despite them being an actual, factual, artifact-based deck, their artifacts don't actually have activated abilities, so other than maybe if they happen to have Thopter Sword. Yeah, hand seems fine. Red mana, huh? Hold up negate here. I doubt they're going to present us with anything to counter this early on. Sure. Time to gobble up your Chalice of the Void here. Sure. Go ahead and click you during your draw step. With negate backup. See what's in their hand here. Witchbane Orb, Sai, Padim. Do we care about any of these besides Sai, I suppose? Witchbane Orb. Nope. Sure. Wonder which card they're going for here. Okay, you have no follow-up play to this, so I don't really care. And my bolt doesn't kill it, I'm an idiot. Well, it should be basically dead here, but instead I'm a dodo bird. Interesting choice to go for here. This opponent should have been dead if I hadn't punted here. Alright. Whew. Get a couple pass in here to deal with Psi and such. Should have gotten a hollowed fountain there. Guess Colonnade will do for now. Snapcaster's into play, start beating down a little bit. A Chalice on 2 here. Crucible World. Yay. Can't really push any more lands because then that Tekka is just starts sniping our colors. So maybe I should have just gotten the plains. Alright, Dispel's reasonable here if our opponent's last card is War of Invention. Actually, it doesn't do anything because of Chalice. Yep. Tezzeret, make a blocker. Snaring Bridge. Yep. Man, I hate their deck. I screwed up. I could have Cryptic killed him there. Do you go after here? Welding jar, sure. I need to draw another untapped land before they manage to establish a lock here. Sure. Alright, well, let's hope your last card isn't another War of Invention here. It is not. Whew! Matchup was a little bit annoying there. Let's see who our last opponent's name was, because I don't want to play him again. Goko. Alright. Wait to see who the next match is. Don't want to get into a grind fest with that deck again, that's for sure. It was a very interesting match, but not one I relish in taking on again. It was a rough bit of a nightmare there. Come on, Q. Alright, so we're not against that same opponent. That's all that matters. Sand seems reasonable. Got Bolter Path on 1. Search for his Kanta on 2 to find us other land drops. Kind of what we're looking for in these style of matchups. Pass here. Search for his Kanta, go ahead. Still have no idea what our opponent's up to. Alright, some type of value town strategy, perhaps? Ah, okay. Now I understand. Yes, as much as I like that card. Don't particularly care if Vizier's in play without Devoted Druid. Alright, that feels like a collected company mana. Go ahead and bolt you. Sure. No. Let's go ahead and opt during their draw step, see what we can find. We can hit a Terminus, obviously we'd love to do that, but if we don't, I'd like the ability to bolt that, path that. Sure, got another Tireless Tracker with a fetch land. That's a lot of clues. Mm-hmm. How much spot removal can we draw here? Fortunately, gotta let this resolve. See, a Jace, a Terminus, and can't tell what that last card is. Another search for his Kanta. Tireless tracker, sure. Eternal Witness. Your last card was Seriously Collected Company? Very miserable. It's pretty sad when the creature deck can outcard the control deck. Was very good about getting rid of all of our answers, weren't they? Well, I mean, Jace could potentially help us grind through this, but I wonder if they don't have any more lands to fetch. So 1, 2, 3, at least 3 mana they have access to here. Alright, some number of stuff going on still in our library. Does our opponent have another land to get? They did. Oh. One, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight. Snapcaster Mage. Terminus. Sure. Quarter calling here. Another collector company. Terminus and Jace. Wow, that was annoying. Alright, we definitely want the surgical extractions. Want the Vendilion clicks. Want the negate. Probably the spell quillers. Cryptic commands are a little slow. Maybe I'm not supposed to go on full-on creature plan here. Kind of like a Snapcaster Mage and a Jace. And this hand's okay, not fantastic. Search for can't I go. One's got Knight, Devoted Druid, Collected Company. Take Devoted Druid. Duskwatch Recruiter, that's a bit of a draw. Nope. Voice of Resurgence, sure. Main phase collected company, sure. Eternal Witness, get back what? Devoted Druid, sure. That you can't cast this turn. Nope. Nope. Guess we could have gone for lethal there. Just pass here, leaving Bolt up to disrupt whatever they got going on. No, this is definitely a situation where sure, you get to collect a company, but I'm not sure what you're even looking for here. Is there even enough creatures in your graveyard to survive this? Sure. Alright. So I really don't want to try to outgrind them. Just getting them dead seems like the best strategy for us. Alright, let's get rolling. I mean, yeah, I guess we keep this in. Yep. Yeah, it's been a pretty quiet, pretty quiet evening so far. So I don't think I can play Search for Azcanta here quite yet. I think I want to hold up Dispel. Isn't that the story of most of your life, though, Space Marine? I'm going to say a blind Terminus would have been fantastic there. So what are the odds that our opponent has collected company here? Oh well. There goes their... Guess they can have all the mana advantage they want here. Do I risk Search for Azcanta, or do I just, like, continue to hold up interaction? I think I gotta risk Search for Azcanta here. Eventually I'll have to take the mana down, so may as well do it now. See if they main phase here. Feels like a main phase. Court of Calling for what? Okay. Don't there's too much for 2 that I care about. Interesting. Terminus would be great here. Yes, I'd like to put that in my graveyard. Yes, I'd like to reveal Terminus. I hate these stupid triggers, man. That was a good time to find a miracle. Now we just gotta find us a way to win the game. Three Jace, 2 currently in the deck. Alright, and their opponent scooped. This is the current configuration. 3 Jace, 2 Teferi. The main decks pretty much remain the same. The sideboard's gotten a little bit of a makeover. I put in 2 Quellers and 2 Extractions over the Abrade, 1 Negate, 1 Dispel, and what was the other card? I think one of the Helixes that got moved to the main. It's an interesting deck. It sets up for some really long grindy Ace games, though. I had a grindy matchup against Grixis Tezzeret Prison that I made quite a few botches in, and then that grindy Ace Affair against 2 more of my proxy testing. Do you run the Miracle version or the non-Miracle version? Because Jace tends to be better in the Miracle Terminus decks. Teferi tends to be better in the pure control decks. But honestly, running both is probably preferred. I'm not a huge fan of blue-white personally, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. I definitely prefer the Jeskai build. But then again, I prefer closing the game out, so eh. It certainly can be. Did you get a chance to watch the rest of that Burn League earlier? That Jace pretty much single-handedly won game 2. The ultimate was a real thing. I mean, yeah, they had counterspells, but Jace was their clock. So, kind of hard to argue with that logic. But, I mean, the problem with Jace in that matchup is if Burn has good hands, it's really hard for them to tap out on 4 or 5 even to play him. So a lot of Jace's strength comes down to how much time can you buy as the blue-white control deck. So, and there are some circumstances card advantage off of Jace is superior to Jace. I'm going to presume you meant Teferi on that one. Yeah, I knew what you meant. But to be fair, there are other Jaces in Modern. You could play Jace Baloran, you could play Jace Memory Adept, you could play Jace Vryn's Prodigy. So Jace could be superior to Jace, I don't know. Or Jace Architect of Thought. There's quite a few Jaces in Modern, actually. There are some metas where Architect of Thought would be worth running. And there are certain decks where Jace Vryn's Prodigy is worth running too. So, if you're talking in strictly blue-white control, yeah, probably. Jace Architect of Thought superior against specifically the card Lingering Souls. And Jace Vryn's Prodigy sees some play in some of the Groyo's Vengeance variant decks, like the Esper list running Ghost Council Orzhova. Or Orzhov Ghost Council, sorry. That's a spicy little number that I wish saw more play than it does, but I only have so much time to practice with decks, so. But yeah, this is a grindy deck. I don't know if I'm going to be ready for it for. I'm probably not going to be able to go to regionals, just the way things are shaping up. So, I think the RPTQ. I honestly think you want to run both if you can. Like running 2 or 3 Jace and 2 Teferi. That's what a lot of the traditional miracles. Oh, you're still going to run the other walkers? Then yeah, I could see cutting Teferi. I just don't like not running win cons, so eh. I need to double check my schedule to make sure I'm still off on Saturday. Because my boss talked about adding me on Saturday and never did. And I'm sure as heck not going to remind him. But. Oh, you're on the Elixir deck? Yeah. You like to draw out your opponent's suffering. I'm surprised you've never gotten into playing Lantern Control. Because that just seems like your style of deck. Alright, I'm still off Saturday, Tuesday, and Friday of next week. And then the following week, I'm off Saturday and Friday. Of course, regionals week, I probably won't be off Saturday, so, you know, things and stuff. It's not a blue deck. What's not a blue deck? Oh, with running win cons? Eh, I'm a burn player at heart, so it makes sense that I prefer Jeskai over straight blue-white. Eh, you know. Oh, Lantern. Yeah, Lantern's a weird deck. Dagon Zach Elsick for mainstreaming it. But so how are you doing, Space Marine? Haven't had a chance to talk much. You doing alright with everything that went down? I just prefer Jeskai because of the closing speed in a lot of matchups. I tend to make a lot of small mistakes as the game goes along, which can compound in control. So, I prefer the deck that I can just go, oh, you're at 10, Bolt Snap, Bolt, Tech with Colonnade, Snapcaster Mage, you're dead. I kind of prefer the oopsie, you're dead deck. Well, depression, life in general, etc. I kind of worry about, you know, some of you guys like you, Foz, Jan, War Dog, etc. You know, you guys have been around for a while, so you guys have kind of, I'd say you guys are friends, even if I've never quite met you guys in person yet. So make sure you're doing all right, man. Don't get a lot of chance to don't get a lot of chance to talk one-on-one with too many people. I'm burnt out. I had finals this week. Most of all my classes are half semesters, so this was basically my finals week. I have one class the second half of the semester, so the rest of the semester should be pretty easy. But I had 3 papers and 2 finals within 2 days, so I'm kind of got burnt out. That's why I wasn't streaming the last like 4 or 5 days working on that stuff. So, but made the announcement a couple times. I'm gonna be streaming at least for a couple weeks / months. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna be streaming quite a bit on the mornings on my mornings off. Starting about 6:30, going till about noon ish. And then the only evening guaranteed I'm going to stream is Wednesday, because this is like the one thing I can guarantee that I'm not going to get, a billion this needs done, that needs done, etc. kind of stuff going on. So that's kind of the schedule. I'll stream or make other videos here and there, but those are definitely going to be like my times to kind of dedicate to Magic and stuff, simply because I need to start knuckling down on some of these modern decks, which means longer streams than I'm usually capable of in the evenings. Like Burn and whatever I can pick up, play here or there. It's whatever. But this Jeskai deck, that 4-color Geist deck, some of the other decks that I like in Modern and even in Standard, you really need to devote a lot more time to play actual matches out. So instead of doing the quick hit streams here and there, I'm going to try to devote some longer screen times, hopefully get out some better content and some better actual practice at Magic. So that's kind of the game plan. Yeah, like the 2 matches I played took almost an hour. Now granted, I made a lot of little screw-ups that dragged out like some of the games. But it's kind of funny, my Counters Company opponent like absolutely torpedoed me in card advantage game 1. And then game 2, you saw how that played out. In game 3, it was like, mana dork, another mana dork, killed the devoted druid, collected company after a terminus into dispel. It's like, you really gonna concede to that? I mean, you do have draws to get you back in the game, and I don't have a true source of card advantage in play because the Azcanta is gonna get nailed as soon as I flip it, so I have Think Tank. But anywho, yeah, I've noticed that against a lot of control decks, that a lot of people, against the control and the tempo decks, a lot of people frustrated quit. A lot of people frustratedly concede early. Like when they still have, like, probably, a 30, 40, 50% chance to win the game just because they're so frustrated. At the same time, you gotta save mental energy, especially if you're gonna keep playing games. Alright, man. I've been up since like 5:45 this morning without a nap or anything. So I'm gonna go grab a quick shower and head to bed. So, dude was from my local store, so he knew when I was on. He played the whole match. Dude, that's impressive. Yeah, I knew what you meant. So did you get a chance to get out to the new game store yet? Well, that's cool. How'd you like it? So anyways, quick wrap up on the deck. Spell Queller, pretty good. Blue, oh. You lost to Moist Jund? Oh, that deck. That's splashing for, like, Stubborn Denial. Oh, Jund was Snap. Yeah, I think they jokingly refer to that as Moist Jund or Moist Abzan, depending on the coloration pairing. It's a cute deck with a lot of power, but man, it can get punked by Blood Moon and stuff. 16 Duress special. Oh. Alright, man. I hope you have a good evening. I'm going to log off here. I'll be back definitely Saturday morning doing some grinding. Saturday morning might start a little bit later because I plan on going to F&M for the first time in a while. So I'm probably going to be out late Friday night. So I'll probably be on like 6:30, 7. So it might be a little bit shorter stream than normal, but I intend to stream like for 4 or 5 hours on Saturday morning. Because I have class tomorrow night, and Friday night I plan on going to F&M. So I probably won't be streaming. Well, not definitely. I probably won't be streaming either night. And then just do the Saturday morning stream. So hopefully we'll have some good stuff to try out. I'm not sure what I'll stream yet. Probably some more Burn, and maybe some more Modern, maybe some more Standard. Really haven't decided. But I will catch you later, Space Marine. Have a good evening. And for everybody else who is viewing this later, thanks for hanging out. Please consider subscribing, and have a great day. This has been Dusk for Dust to the Hun Gaming.